And we're hopeful that all of our 6 neighborhood councils will be able to support this wonderful cause. Was any of you at the last senior symposium? Oh, you missed it. We'll try to come. They're all too young, but you can come and help, and if you want to put up a table and pass out your brochures, you're very, very welcome. But we hope, in addition to supporting us, you'll come on, be on our committee as well. We would love to have you help us.
Thank you, Sherry.
You're welcome. Here's Cindy.
Hi, it's Denise Lesnick, and I'm the outreach chair for Tarzana Neighborhood Council. And all of us face challenges in the West Valley. You know, everybody does all over the city. Funds are not going to be increased. We know that. We don't know how much we're going to get starting July 1st, and probably less than we got this year. And those of us who have similar stakeholders, because Tarzana has a lot of stakeholders that are very similar to West Hills. In fact, my children and grandchildren live in West Hills, so I know the neighborhood well. And we do a lot of stuff with planning and streets and burglary and all the other issues. We don't have a lot of the problems that some of the other neighborhood councils have with gang intervention and drugs. We have different kinds of problems. Our main purpose seems to be to keep the property values up in our neighborhood. About 5 years ago, one in Richmond Senior Center, which is on Victory, right near Reseda, started a senior symposium. I don't know if any of you have ever been there, but it is an incredible facility. They serve 1,200 meals a week. They have 70 different classes, of which the people that come pay $1 or $2. And it's for able seniors. I'm sorry, yes, Chris?
Is this the Generation 1?
Yeah,
Yes.
same thing.
Okay.
Yes.
One generation.
One generation. It's the Senior Enrichment Center. They do have another facility in Encino, which is for adult daycare and for nursery, but this is the senior, this is devoted entirely to seniors. Last year, I was called in by my neighborhood council to see how our money was being spent. And because in my other life, I was a trade show organizer and event planner worldwide, they decided I would probably be the best one to go in and take a look and see what we're doing. And they are doing an incredible job. So this time, we decided to invite all of the West Valley neighborhood councils. There are 9 in all that service that area. We did the demographics. We don't have a lot of people from West Hills, but I think it's because you were not involved last year and probably didn't publicize it. It's a free event. It's all day, May 19th. I've given you an entire package, including an invoice, because I go for the assumptive close. And it's a full-day program. We're serving lunch, coffee, and it's living well is the theme. Living well financially, living well emotionally, and living well physically. And so we have speakers that are going to address those programs. You know, a lot of seniors, and I'm sure nobody here is a senior, but those, when you get to be a senior, you'll know that some seniors feel that they're being thrown away. That we're paying a lot of attention, of course, and we need to for schools and the children, but we're not paying that much attention to those people who have a tremendous amount of talent and a tremendous amount of knowledge, and they're not throwaways. In fact, our keynote speaker, I don't know if any of you know Jackie Goldberg, the pink lady. She's 83 years old, and God bless her, she goes all over the country getting people up and doing things. And so what we wanted to do was to make this symposium a very positive experience for the West Valley. There aren't any other senior centers that are doing what One Generation is. So I have a lovely package for Edwin to be able to discuss. We're asking each of the neighborhood councils to give $1,000. I read, Dan, I read your newsletter today, and I saw some of the things that you're doing. And the thing with your new room is supposed to be a senior, but it's supposed to be really an arts room. So we're still the primary senior motivator in the valley. So $1,000 is not very much money. We're all coming to the end of our budgets by June 30th, and it will pay all the expenses, and anything left over from that will go to refurbish the One Generation, which really needs it, because if you've ever seen a 60s atmosphere, that's it. You know, They do 1,200 meals and they don't even have a proper stove. So they're making do with a tremendous amount. They're doing a lot of things with no resources. And for us, as neighborhood council boards, we have an obligation to all of our stakeholders, not just the ones that are against signs or for signs. We have another whole generation coming up, and we're going to have to be able to take care of our own because we're going to get less and less money from the government. So thank you very much for allowing me to be on the agenda. I will,
Sherry?
and I would appreciate it if you could vote on it soon because we're starting our publicity now, and we're getting really wide coverage, so it's great PR.
Do you have a sponsor on the board?
I can't,
Do
I'm
you have a
sorry.
sponsor on the board?
Will they be listed as a sponsor? Will they be listed?
Oh, absolutely, no, be listed in all the publicity, and we're having a pavilion for neighborhood councils, so that they can hand out literature and talk about some of the things they're doing. We have vendors that are going to be specifically for that market, and because we sell out, we've only got about 50 spaces. Every neighborhood council that is a sponsor will be allowed to have 5 of their vendors come in. I mean, it's $125, and it's an absolutely incredible market. So we will make it, instead of selling it out to all the people that we've had before, we will make it available if you want. I mean, there's no obligation on that because all of our space is always gone. And yes, sponsorship, we have publicity going out in the Daily News, in the West Valley News, and some of the radio stations and television stations. It's really a big deal. And Dennis is going to be there, right, Sherry?
He was there
No,
last
but
year.
also.
He was there last year, yes. Any questions?
Yeah.
Yes.
My mother passed away at 90, and she was living in the Tarzana area, and we were assigned to someone. I called Generation 1, and we were assigned to somebody at the Jewish Center over here in West Hills. And I don't understand how that could happen from Tarzana. Why didn't someone from Tarzana reach out a hand to that?
You called
person?
one generation
And they
came on
sent
to a
it
counselor
over
at
here,
JCC?
yeah.
Was that the day care for 90, or was that the one generation for the able adults, like Zumba and all the
For able
classes?
adults.
That was surprising, because I spoke at the Canoga Park Neighborhood Council last week, and somebody had a problem, and they emailed me the following day saying they got all the information they needed. So you didn't talk to me.
Yeah, well, how does somebody in that area know to talk to you?
Okay, well, I have a card, I'm on the website, and I will be happy to give you a card, and I can find out whatever information you want.
Could I have a card too?
I'm sorry?
Like a card too.
Yes, of course. Any other questions? Yes, Chris?
I have 2 questions. Number one, there's a new Design Center that is also for seniors. How do those 2 coexist? I mean, is there,
You're talking about the one on Canoga?
Community
right,
Center. in Canoga Park.
aren't the seniors utilizing that facility at all?
I think they do by virtue of just using the space, but it's
Right.
not
But
solely
they don't have
intended for
formal
them.
programs. I
Yeah.
mean, they're doing
That was one question.
Yeah.
The second question is, Sherry, so do you know what's happening to the seniors that are being displaced from the JCC?
We're working on that,
Yeah.
Chris.
I may be
Yes.
crazy, but I think, do you all follow the Topanga Westfield huge mega project?
Yeah,
If I'm
I'll
not
talk.
mistaken, there's a huge seniors,
Well, there's about 3 places on the board right now in the
yes,
West
there's a
Valley.
Yeah, but they're not
component of
gonna be
that
around
as
for a
one of the
while.
contingencies that
I
that's
think
a.
Westfield is going to have a community
Yeah.
center, but it's not going to be a senior center, it's going to be a community center. And on your new project with the letter
Facility,
group,
that will
yeah,
be-
you're
that will
looking
be
to
a-
make it
that
an
will be a
all.
community center.
It'll be a community center. So this is strictly a senior center. We even have a pool hall.
You're talking about the one generation.
One generation.
Yeah, it's been full
And
council.
I'm in Tarzana, and that's in Reseda, so it goes to show you how if we, one of the things that I've learned since talking to all the neighborhood councils, if I walk in and I want something, because we're not necessarily listened to all the time by the powers that be, and I say I have 32,000 stakeholders in my territory, they say, well, that's nice. But if 3 or 4 West Valley or 5 West Valley neighborhood councils get together and walk in